How's it going, everybody? This is going to be a quick video update on Gavin Newsom expressly targeting what it seems like to be the Title I or other classification of firearms in the state of California. And he is doing so by allocating more money in California's budgetary scheme towards the regulation of these specific types of firearms. So before we jump into the video talking about the other firearms or the Title I, implications here, I would like to thank USCCA for supporting the channel. USCCA provides great services and provides carry insurance and legal protection for individuals like me and you who carry concealed. If you would like to pick up carry insurance for yourself, I highly recommend USCCA, and I'll actually pin a link to USCCA down in the comments, and that is an affiliate link. So I'll go ahead and put a link to the budgetary summary down in the details if you would like to take a look for yourself. The language that we're going to be talking about is on page 94 of the document, but when you pull up the PDF, it is actually on page 98 of the PDF. So depending on how you're looking at it, you're either going to pull up page 94 or 98. And so the budgetary summary of the state of California did some various things. One of the things that it did is also allocate more money towards the implementation of AB 879, and I'll be putting up a video on that specific issue. But also what it did is it allocated money to the DOJ specifically for the regulation and the defining of other firearms in the state of California. And so I'll just read for you real quick the language that we're talking about that essentially hits on this. And so what it says other firearms registration, 128,000 DROS special account in 2020 to 2021 and 862,000 in 2021 to 2022 to close regulatory loopholes for assault weapons that are not currently defined as a rifle, pistol, or shotgun. This proposal enables DOJ to appropriately define and regulate such weapons. And so what has happened, because the Assault Weapons Control Act and the assault weapons language in the state of California does not directly address these types of firearms, it has led people and companies like Franklin Armory to create these types of firearms that work and circumvent the current language that we have in the state of California. Now, I highly recommend you look at the language for yourself, and if you are interested in me doing a comprehensive breakdown of my thoughts on other firearms or the Title I in Franklin Armory, I can do that, and go ahead and sound off in the comment section if you would like that. Essentially what Gavin Newsom in the state of California did is they just allocated $1 million to close the loophole of specific firearms that should fall under, in their eyes, the assault weapons language. What they say is the goal of this is to close regulatory loopholes for assault weapons that are not currently defined as a rifle, pistol, or shotgun. So in their eyes, these other firearms are actually assault weapons. I've talked a little bit with Franklin Armory, and they are essentially at a standstill with the DOJ because they are not updating the DROS system. And actually, they were a little bit concerned that the DOJ would take some sort of action like this, or that the state would take some sort of action directly targeting other firearms, which now it seems like they are. And the big issue I have with this is it's saying this proposal enables DOJ to appropriately define and regulate such weapons. In my opinion, it is not the job of the DOJ to define specific things or specific firearms. The DOJ should not have the power to legislate. That is not their role. And this is where largely conservatives and liberals branch off in legal interpretation, because as a conservative, I don't believe in things like Chevron deference. I don't believe that a regulator should be given discretion in interpreting legislative language. I think that the legislative language says what it says, and is not the job of the regulatory agency to then interpret that and do what they want, and then deference be given up to them how they interpret it. That is not the regulator's job. They should not be given that sort of discretion. So this is unfortunate. I know a lot of us were very excited about the Franklin Armory Title I. This doesn't mean expressly that the Franklin Armory Title I is going to go away. There could still be something that would happen for that, where maybe the DROS system does open. But what this does signal to me, when I read it, is that the state of California and the DOJ is going to go very aggressive against these types of firearms. If you like this video and you'd like to support the channel, the best way to do that is to join my Patreon, and I'll actually put a link to my Patreon down in the details. Another way you can support the channel is using the various affiliate links also found in the details. So as always, thanks you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and never forget, a nation that draws great distinction between its scholars and its warriors will have its laws run by cowards and its wars fought by fools.